Hey, Michael Gage here with The Worst Party. Today I want to talk about something that's special to me. Let you all in on a little bit of who I am. This year will be, or has been, and will be in November, 19 years surviving cancer, specifically testicular cancer. One of the most frightening points in my life, not because of me necessarily going through it, but for my family to have to see me go through it, see me go through the operations, see me go through the chemotherapy, see me be sick extraordinarily to the point of looking like there was no return. Through the grace of God, there was and there is me now. And now I have a whole different situation in my life. I have polyneuropathy in both my hands and both my legs. It has, in my legs, spread significantly up to my knees, and where I have no to little balance around the house, I now have to use a cane, and I'm supposed to be using a walker when I go out to keep me from falling, because I've had too many falls. And it's frustrating. But then I look, and this is why this is me. This is why I make these videos, because this is something I can do. This is something that makes me happy. Whether people watch it or not, it's me leaving who I am out on the table. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I've done and how I've done it, but like John McCain, before he even passed away, and I found out that, he orchestrated his whole funeral ceremony and everything that went into it and is going into it as we speak, that I had decided I want to do the same thing. Like I said, I decided it before he did, before it was announced that he did it this way. And the reason is, I want this thing, when I go, I want it to be a party. Look, I don't want people there, suits, ties, dresses, stuff. I want everybody there comfortable as all get out. But that's a different story. I want to talk about people. I want to talk about a group of people, if you will. There's a show, I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, I ask that you do watch it. It's called Born This Way. And it follows a group of young adults with Down syndrome. And it follows their lives on what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish, how their parents are helping them succeed in their dreams, as well as trying to let them fulfill these dreams, knowing that they want to protect them at every stage of their life, at every little moment, because they're different, because they're looked at with a disability, and some things are. But I'm watching these young adults truly come into their own every day, and they set their minds on big goals and aspirations, and they mean it, and they don't quit until there's no other way that they can do it. Two of them decided we want to live independently. That's a scary thing for a parent to begin with, but then for one with Down syndrome children, that has to be even more difficult. I can't even imagine. I don't have kids. I've had 4 dogs and 2 turtles, and it's hard with them. 3 of them have passed on, Minnie, Bailey, and Tibid, and I'm grateful that I have Honey Bear, who many of you have met before. But that's a different thing. But that's the thing, is my heart, I have a huge heart for people with Down syndrome because they're just so special. There's just something so special about children with Down syndrome, and I'm going to say autism as well, that you really get to see who they are. They don't hide it. It may seem like they're not there. It may seem that they cannot do things, but they can. And they're smart and they're brilliant and they see the light in everything. So there's that. And then there's two other guys that they want to learn how to drive a car. They want to be able to go out independently without having their parents or family take them places or have to call for a ride. And some of them even just that, calling for an Uber the first time. And the parents, watching that and seeing how that is going to take place, because it's new, scary situations. But these young adults are so adamant about their goals and about their dreams of living their lives. There's a couple that's about to get married on there, and you just see the love and you see that, and they're gonna be together independently of their families, and it's scary for their families because they know the differences in the two personalities and how things can happen and how the two of them react, and with them being full time together, how is that going to happen once they're married? Well, we don't know yet, but it doesn't matter. They're dedicated to this. They're dedicated to having that life together with that love that they have found in each other. All these young adults have found that love, and I believe that's why I feel they are so, so special, created for us to see that. They're not disabled personally. They may have an extra gene. They may have some shortcomings on what they physically and mentally cannot do, but it doesn't mean they're any less than us. I think even more so, they're more open than us. They're more free. And again, that's a different topic that I will get into on a later date. But, it just makes me smile. And I need to smile more. I need to become a happy guy. Because if I'm not, nobody around me can be. And I can't wait for other people to make me happy, because other people can't make me happy. Only I can make me happy. And I'm watching them making themselves happy, which is making each other happy, which is making their parents happy. And I just wanted to share that today. I just wanted to share that great moment, these great miracles that I get to watch, and I only get to watch them once a week. But, I have friends who have brothers with Down syndrome or other family members. When we were with the JCs, we used to take them down to Camp Virginia JC down in Bedford, Virginia. And it was so fascinating. When we took them from up in Fredericksburg, Northern Virginia, Richmond, wherever, all the way down there, 4 or 5 hour bus rides with these young adults, children, older adults, to go, when they're getting on the bus, they're a bit nervous, they're a bit scared, because they're leaving the comfort of their home, whether it's being taken care of by a family member or living in a group home. But there are two great things that I loved about what we did with Camp Virginia JC. We allowed them to come be themselves. We allowed them to see a world that they could thrive in together as their own. And then we got to have these parents, support systems, caregivers have a respite week. Them having a little bit of downtime, a little bit of not worrying. But then, at the end of the week, you go pick them up. And where before they didn't want to get on the bus to go down, now they don't want to get on the bus to leave. They get on the bus, they're so charged up. They tell you what they did. They show you the crafts they made. They tell you about, the talent show that they had and what they did. And it could have been something as little as saying the Pledge of Allegiance, but it meant so much to them that they were able to say it. I remember one specific young man who we were with, and on the one time on the way back, he was telling me that he sang John Denver, Country Roads, and it was just amazing. I'm like, really? You know that? He's like, yeah. I said, let's sing it together. So we sang it, and it was just great. It was just so much fun. Because again, another thing you don't know, I love John Denver. I love his music. I love his lyrics. I love how he stood for in a lot of things. There's other musicians and things I like too, but when I heard this say I sang John Denver, I'm like, that's just awesome. And it didn't matter how it sounded. It mattered that he wanted to do that. He wanted to see that. And him and I got to bond and celebrate his accomplishment of singing one song. One song made the world to him for that moment. And I got to share in that experience. Again, I do these videos, some of them funny, some of them serious, because this is what I can do. What I can't do doesn't matter. What I can't do doesn't define me anymore. This is my way of putting myself, my comedy, my thoughts, my reflections, the way I want to see people be in society. There was a video where this guy was randomly going around throwing pillows to people and having pillow fights with strangers. I shared the video on Facebook on just my own page, my personal page, and you can go on there and watch it. It's Michael Gage. And if you need it, it's a picture. My profile picture is me holding UFC belt. And that's actually was a special moment for me too. But again, different story. And so, going there, just, and I think, and I'm like, why can't we all just be like this guy? And, if we have a problem, let's pillow fight it out. Let's do stuff like that. We can be what we want to be. And we need to look at these people that were given to us as these miracles that I think are truly to show us how we should be in our lives and live them. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, give me ideas, give me feedback, give me anything, you want a topic you'd like to hear. I'm open. If there's something you think is hilarious out there, share it with me and I'll look to share it. That's what I'm about. I want to share people with people. And I can say that because I once was a people-to-people student ambassador. after I graduated high school, got to go to Australia and New Zealand as such. And this is a program that has been around for a long, long time. So I love to share experiences. I love to share people. I love people, even ones I make fun of, even politicians that I rip on. I'm not ripping on them individually per se because of a feeling. It's a joke, but when it comes to talking about the parties individually, that's when I get a little serious. So join me. Anything you have to say, please feel free. Love y'all. Take care. See you later.